It's the Illuminati, you know, stuff like that. But we were also touching on the movie Eyes Wide Shut. I'm taking I'm taking the label off this right now. You're right, folks. Eyes Wide Shut. I haven't seen it either, but I'm going to. Because it was from a director, and that's why before we did this video, I was like, we should probably have some things written and outlined, so I'm not just talking out my ass. But I'm going to proceed. Yeah, we'll do it later. We'll cover our tracks later. I'm going to proceed to talk out my ass. So, the director of Eyes Wide Shut was shortly killed after the putting out of this movie and directing. Maybe even before it was put out. I gotta look up. Oh, yeah? I gotta look that up. Probably not. But they had all these big names. Tom Cruise was in it. All these big fucking actors.
So he died. He died because of making the movie.
Wait, I was gonna get to that. So. Hollywood, have you seen, what is the Cole brothers? I'm so bad with names. ADHD.
Yeah, I can't
but there were these child stars that claimed and were sexually molested by Hollywood producers, and whatever film they had.
The 80s kids.
Yeah, the 80s kids, exactly. We're going to leave them as the 80s kids. Something Cole. Cole.
I couldn't tell
Kent Cole or something like Clint.
Those 80s
Clinton
kids.
Cole. Those 80s kids, man. They always get. So basically, all of these things that are happening, these whole pedophilia rings, are not by chance. It's not just. But pedophilias gather because they can protect each other. Protecting each other will protect their own ass. But it's a very bad plague that child slavery, sex slavery, I mean, these things are very real and are happening. And unfortunately, the very upper echelons of our political hemisphere, that's some out the ass talking right there. Our upper echelons of the political hemisphere are mostly very dominant. They have a certain complex type of mentality where rich people want to gather and dominate and have a lot of power or whatever you want to call it. And a lot of times pedophilia either comes from that or can attract that or has something to do with that. But in my book, it's called sin. And so sin attracts other sin, if you feel me. Sin attracts to other sin. And so what the basic reasoning for me even talking right now is that there are not only other forces at hand, but there's a fucking bunch of pedophiles at hand too, guys. So we have got to be aware of this shit and get on top of it. We were just talking about Eyes Wide Shut. Back to that. Right. Eyes Wide Shut shows the Illuminati rituals of basically sacrifice, whether it's animals, paganistic background. Just like there's Abrahamic religions, there's religions of paganism and worshipping of calves and cows and things of nature. You know, a freaking horse. It doesn't matter. You represent or gratify something that is not of God, and that's your choice. A lot of people have never experienced God or never known Him, and that's why He says He will attract His people. He doesn't, nobody comes to Him, He attracts them, because the only few people know the truth, unfortunately, and He knows that those bloodlines that have been sin after sin after sin, what begets will keep begetting. And so when you have a fatherless family, and you know, they are alcoholics or abusive, a lot of times the son or the child or daughter can either run away from that, or they can and be the opposite of that, or they'll be exactly like that, or maybe a little in between, who knows. But a lot of problems in our society are coming from purposeful attacks on our people, and they wouldn't even be seen as attacks. pornography, for example, we were just talking about. When I was 11 or 12, saw that shit for the first time on Kazam. Or Shazam. What was it called? That file sharing website? Shazam? No, Shazam's the music thing. Kazaa.
Something with yeah.
Kazaa, right? Kazaa. So, I was on Kazaa and it was like some Lil Wayne, Lil Jon shit. And this guy was just banging the hell out of this woman. And she was on her belly, and the dude was just ramming it, bro. So that's a lot of what goes down in these Hollywood big celebrity mansions, is that they are actually worshiping and giving thanks and sacrificing, all so that the world will not come to a complete and utter end.
Dude, no, that's crazy.
You ever seen that movie, was it Wood Cabin or Log Cabin? Fucking...
Cabin Fever?
No, that's how we have to outline these videos. Yeah. But there's a part in the movie where the bitch goes underground and she is going through a whole... It's like, she's standing on like glass that's moving. And it's moving around. She's not even walking. She's just standing on this platform. And it's like one of those elevators at the airport that just slowly moves you. And she's seeing Hellraiser. And so that all these people are behind glass. And they're just little inside of glass boxes. You see the Hellraiser guy. You see Freddy Krueger. You see Jason. You see all these bad figures that we've seen in Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and then all the blood from the people that are spilled, that are going through the sacrifice, the blood goes into these Aztec-looking, like, it's freaky as fuck, bro. This movie is fucked up. So...
Wait, that's
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that's...
Lost in the Woods or Lost in the Cabin? Someone with a cabin. Maybe it's Cabin Fever. I don't remember.
No. Cabin in the Woods.
I think it was like Cabin in the Woods or some shit. But
I think so.
The girl at the very end, they get lost. Yeah. And they're going to the vacation cabin spot. And the girl at the fucking end, it's the craziest part. Because each girl, and it's with all these horror movies, there's the slut.
Yeah.
With the slut, you have the good girl or boy or whoever they decide. And then you have the smart person, but they put different personality types. People would say that's just movies. Of course you're going to put certain characters. Right. But to always have the whore being killed, one of the first ones that are killed are the hosts.
And then you have the jock.
You have the jock that's very prideful, and he wants to be the overtaker of that enemy and kill the enemy. And he dies immediately.
He tried
who survives?
He tried to jump.
Who survives?
He tried to jump, right? And it was a hologram. It was a wall. An invisible wall.
Exactly.
You couldn't even escape.
So the directors, absolutely, they talk to us deeper than what the movie is, but why is the character dying? You know? Well, they don't say it in the movie, but the satire of it.
Well, they're dying because of the sacrifice.
Right.
To help humanity not unleash all the...
Right, all the rage in the world, even though there's so much of it already. Right. But all of this, and then this is totally, people could say this is fucking insane as fuck. Right. But you haven't seen insane until you've been outside in a third world country where they're slaughtering animals and women are being sex slaved everywhere. China, I mean, places where it is bad, bro. Yeah. Like Dark Ages type shit right now. And, you know, maybe that's why I should start doing the YouTube videos. Because there needs to be an awareness. Like, a lot of pagan shit is believed to sacrifice humans. When you believe in human sacrifice, and, you know, the Aleister Crowley, he said the highest level of sacrifice that you could get to our Lord Lucifer, whatever the fuck that guy believed in, and a couple others, was a child sacrifice of pure innocence. Yeah. Just like in pagans, it's a baby animal. It's got to be the blood of an innocent.
You know what's? It's something's weird. Well, yeah, that's true. And
look at the Mayans. Look at it. They all sacrificed to something.
Mm.
All the old religions and things of that time. And it would say, because they're barbaric, that was the main way to give people power, and it was the main way to dominate people was through giving. It had nothing to do with actual fucking this and that. What if they uncovered giant humans? Not what if, but there were giant fucking humans uncovered, dude. You see motherfuckers that are 8 feet tall now.
Yeah.
9 to 10 feet tall now. That had their pituitary gland then start going. But what was the shape of the Egyptians? The shape of was it the Eye of Horus? But one of the Egyptian symbols was the exact shape of the pituitary gland. If you could control that and could control the growth of the heart, it is similar